Hello everyone, and once again we are continuing to spread the gospel of sustainable agriculture, and today we are at Kawangware, and at Kawangware today we'll be speaking with Philip, and Philip will be sharing his journey and story of poultry farming and some of the things that he has been doing. And I believe and I know that you will be able to learn a lot of things in today's interviews. And remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel at My Shamba Express so that all the time you can be able to get these updates and notifications. So make sure as you subscribe, you hit that notification button so that every time we put on a video, you can be able to see what is happening. So, hi.
Hi.
So, tell us your name, do us an introduction of your name and what you're doing.
My name is Philip Gandhiolo.
Okay.
And I am a young man, just reached my 30, and I'm ready to start building my life.
Okay.
And in the same spirit,
Okay.
yes, I have thought that I should do farming seriously. So
when you say seriously, that means you've been doing farming before?
Yes, I have.
So how has the journey been, and probably when did you start and how has it been?
The first time I ever planted a seed, I think it was in the year 2016.
Okay.
2016.
So when you mean say a seed, you are doing a different farming apart from poultry farming?
Yes.
What were you doing?
I was planting maize and beans.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told me it's Ukambani or where?
No, in 2016, I planted in Komarok, in my church, Calvary Covenant Center.
Okay.
Yes.
And then poultry farming. When did you now decide, now let me try and venture into poultry farming?
Yes, I thought of poultry farming when I was in Ukambani, a place called Kinania town, just 7 kilometers from Mombasa Road, specifically Devki, where you are entering Athi River. So, how it came into my mind is on one occasion, I saw that I had some leftover ugali, and it was so much, and I thought, am I going to throw all this away? And I thought, no. Let me go for chickens. And immediately I left those ugali there, and I went up to Kamongo village. Yeah, it's called Kimongo, yes, Kimongo village. And I bought 3 chickens, and I came and fed them that ugali.
Okay.
And after 3 days, I was so happy, I went for 5 other chickens.
That you've already started your journey of, we can say, agribusiness in poultry farming.
I wouldn't call that business. That was just like, I am keeping chickens.
Okay, yeah. Actually, there is a very thin line between you keeping chicken and now deciding that I want now to commercialize this and do business with the chickens that I'm doing. How did the journey continue?
Yeah, the journey then, I don't know, I'm stuck in continue because I had some challenges, few challenges actually, but I ended up selling some chickens and I ended up eating some chickens. Yeah, so that was an experience rather than a journey. That was the experience which led to this journey which I have begun in 2022.
Okay.
Yes.
So like after how long did you keep, you started with 3 and then after doing 3, now you went and brought in 5, those are 8. How long did you stay with the 8 chicken? And did they multiply or how was it?
Actually, that experience was a brief one because I didn't get to the point where the chicken would lay the egg because I had some experience of a disease, an incidence rather, of a disease which took out like 2. Then I also ate some. So I actually thought that.
Or it was like after these two has died, you were like, okay, will they all of them die? Let me eat some, or how was it?
But that was in 2020,
Okay.
and as you recall, Corona was already there in 2020.
Yes, which
So
was a very big hitch.
the term isolation had already come into my mind. So that is when I was learning what I called the art of isolation. Because right now, you have one chicken who is sick. You're supposed to isolate it,
okay.
but you have a very small space. And sometimes it was like a game. It was a game. That's why I call it the art of isolation.
I think I'm learning very, very important aspect here of isolation.
Naam.
That when one chicken is not feeling well, the first thing that you do as a farmer is to isolate,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't spread the disease to other chicken. Okay, keep going.
So why I call it the art of isolation is, for example, you get a chicken, a kind of mature chicken which you can eat, because obviously you shouldn't or can't eat a small kifaranga.
Yeah.
So I get a chicken who is sick, and you know that time I'm just seeing a chicken chick. Oh, a chicken sick. So you see a sick chicken, and then you don't want it to spread to the others, and you also don't want it to die.
Yeah.
So you want to eat it. So after slaughtering it, you get a piece, then you forget that this chicken was sick, and you throw the piece to the other chickens to eat. Then you, no.
Then
So-
the disease spreads that way. So you're telling me, like, how long did you that period lasted?
I think it lasted for around 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah.
And maybe why were they not layers? Because out of that period, did they lay any eggs, or how was it?
I think 5 months, because I was in Ukambani, so the breed I got, I think, then I didn't know to distinguish the breeds,
Okay.
but I think it was pure kienyeji, which takes a longer time.
To grow.
And me, I
then
got the small chicks.
the small
yeah.
chicks.
So
okay,
the 5 months may have not been enough,
Okay.
to, yeah.
So you're saying, like, it's very, very important for any farmer who is looking for to venture into poultry farming to consider the breed that they are getting.
It's extremely important.
Okay.
Yes, I call it extremely important.
So you might take the wrong food from the beginning when you get the wrong breed.
Come again?
When you take the wrong breed, that might be a very, very one of the challenges that you might encounter in your journey of poultry farming.
The breed itself is not a challenge, but how you are going to work with it will be the challenge.
Okay.
For example, layers can't eat my cabbage, they can't eat my ugali,
Okay.
they need commercial feeds. So if I go out there and buy layers, I'll have a big challenge. Yeah, so,
and physically, is it a challenge to differentiate in terms of just seeing?
Judging from the kind of comments and questions I have seen on Facebook, I think it's a challenge for many people.
Okay.
Yeah, but the kind of research I've done has helped me to at least know the breed I'm interested in.
Okay.
Yeah, which is pure kienyeji.
So for you, it's very, very important for anybody out there who is looking for to venture into poultry farming to consider the kind of breed that they are looking for, and be able to, before they put any capital, like say like they want to do poultry farming, before they get into it, they need to consider the kind of breed that they are getting and other factors that come with it, the kind of food that they'll be eating, and so forth. Perhaps which other challenge can you say in your poultry farming journey has been?
I think you've already talked about feeding, and I really think, and my experience this year has shown me that feeds, it's a key challenge, which you must find a solution to it. Okay. Yeah.
And maybe from your experience, what some of the solutions that we can say can come in handy when it comes to...
Okay, from my experience, one of the best solutions, or rather your best friends in feeding your chickens, And remember, we are talking about breed. And
Yes.
me, I have a bias on pure kienyeji.
Okay.
So whatever I say may not be relevant
To someone who is doing broiler and the other okay, and the other breeds of chicken. Okay.
So, my friends for feeding have been grass. As you can see below here,
there's-
my chickens have been eating this grass and these weeds.
Yeah.
To me or to you, they may just be like weeds, but the chicken knows that this is food and they eat it.
Yeah.
I remember once I stayed like 2 days without feeding them, but they were okay because they have been eating my grass and also the leftovers food which my neighbors have thrown away, I have thrown away. But when I say I have thrown away, I think that needs a small explanation.
Yeah, go ahead.
The explanation is this. I am a bachelor living alone. You don't expect me to throw away that much food.
Yes.
You see? So when I talk about leftovers, it really is a game of quantity. Yeah. So can your leftovers feed your chicken?
The number of chickens that you have.
Exactly
Which is
the
a
number.
very, very important thing. Yeah.
So another friend is the market, the soko.
Okay.
Where you can just pick for free. You
Yeah,
can pick tomatoes, which are antioxidants. You can pick carrots, the same antioxidants.
Okay.
Cabbages are available in plenty,
Yeah.
and chickens love cabbage.
Cabbages.
They love
That is
cabbage.
kienyeji chicken.
Kienyeji chicken.
Not all of them.
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. So I think for someone who is looking forward to venture into farming and poultry farming, kienyeji, they might not face a very big challenge when it comes to feeds and so on.
I think when you're talking about feeds, it's important to break it down to nutrients.
Okay.
Because chickens don't just need food; they need nutrients.
Okay.
And one of the most included nutrients is starch. Because
Chicken, yeah.
while you may get all these vitamins from grass and wherever, starch is a big problem, and it's the nutrient which
That-
gives the chicken strength
and
to
to
run.
grow. Yeah.
You know, they say that a good chicken, if you want to know a good chicken, it must make you sweat while you are trying to catch it.
To catch it,
If it's too easy,
that
think
one,
twice.
think twice.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
okay.
my solution for starch, which I really got much later, was still in the soko, where I discovered that there's this place where the women are they sell this maize, the soft maize, the
soft maize.
and dry, you know.
The one that are not dried.
Yeah,
The one that people use to cook githeri.
Exactly. So I realized that after they have done all that, when they have gone away in the evening, there's so much maize just lying there. So I just went and picked it up, and I was surprised. In just a few minutes, I had a whole bag. So, and I did that over and over again. So I think the soko is your best friend if you can access it.
Okay. I think one of the things that I'm learning with you, that if someone is looking forward to venture into any kind of farming, poultry farming and so on, you must be someone who is ready to go out there, especially when it comes to feeds.
You must be willing to go out there. I think that depends on your capacity, especially financial capacity. Because what I realized that when you have a lot, you feed your chickens a lot, which is mostly unnecessary.
Okay, so there is this aspect that I have a lot. Sometimes you overfeed them, and maybe when times of lack come, they might also get a challenge.
No, they'll actually adapt pretty quickly, but you are the one who is going to suffer because you're going to be buying maize. I don't know, gorogoro moja. They eat, and you, like me, I was giving them maize. Then I'm also giving them my leftovers food. This place was full. It was just dirty because they're just playing with that food. They eat a little and then they step on the ugali, and the ugali just dries. It was terrible.
So and then another thing that I have picked up that is very important when it comes to feeding chicken, you might find yourself you are spending a lot on feedings, and then when it comes to the market, you might have a challenge on balancing, especially when the prices of chickens are not high. The profits might be affected.
Of course they will be affected, and you are the only one who is going to understand how it has affected you, because you are the only one who feels the pain of how much you have been spending. But then again, as I said, when you have a lot, is it really a pain? I leave that to you.
Okay, and we leave that one also to those guys who are looking for to venture into agribusiness, and we want to enter into a very, very important phase of questions. I was conversing with you before we started this interview, and I saw the last bone of your chicken. What happened?
I slaughtered it.
The last one?
I slaughtered it, the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us what transpired until you got into a point whereby the last chicken is gone.
So, in the beginning of the year, I had a plan to raise chickens, 200 chicken, up to maturity, so I could sell them off in December.
Okay.
But right from the beginning, I saw that the longer you keep chickens, the riskier it is, because there are so many factors, especially when you are a small farmer and you can't afford to to close up your chickens and give them food. So you want to release them, let them walk. But when they walk, mara, umbwa, sometimes they go and get stuck in someone's building.
People might steal them.
I lost one chicken like that. It just disappeared.
So you're saying that someone who is looking to venture into this need to have a very, very good plan.
Yeah, you need to
that understand how the market of poultry products work. That is the eggs and the meat and so other factors before they look forward into venturing into poultry farming.
Yes, of course you need to have a plan, but your plan may not go exactly the way you thought
had
it would.
planned. So that is where I bring this question: risk management. How do you try and minimize this risk when you're doing poultry farming?
Okay, the risks.
Or maybe we can first go through some of the risks that someone who is looking for to venture into poultry farming, ni risk gani? Which are the risks that might come through?
Okay, number one, I think it's security.
Security.
You're always scared someone may steal your chicken, and especially at night. So if your chicken house is not well locked, then someone could easily pick them. So that means you need to be available, and that again brings back the challenge. And I'm sure that many young people want to enter into poultry farming, but when you are a bachelor, my friend, it's a challenge.
It's a big.
Why do I say so? When I started in January, I was working for an organization where you see this is Dreams. But when I came back home, okay, let me just dwell on that first. So when I'm working away from home and I don't have anyone looking after my chickens, as in, who is looking after your chickens? How sure am I that someone won't just walk through?
So if you're alone, you might need to even hire someone.
You may need to.
To take care of this. So diseases, how the diseases in poultry farming?
I think there are more diseases to hear than to see. You will hear of many diseases, but you will only see several.
Okay.
The problem is that you may see the one you have not heard of. So me, like, there's a time I invested in 6 chickens. So I went and bought 6 moiras, that is female chickens, that is hens, fully matured, plus 1 jogo. But I think they came with a disease, which I didn't understand. I didn't understand, I didn't know what it was. I just saw them weak, die. Weak, die. I lost 7 chickens in a span of 1 week.
So perhaps what can you, before maybe someone even venture into going to buy, what are some of the things that you could advise someone to do some research on, where they are buying the chicken and so on? What are some of the things maybe you can advise? What are some of the advice that you can give to people?
I think I can say you need to know how to spot a sick chicken. Number one, a sick chicken is weak, that is for sure. A sick chicken will be weak. So when you see a weak chicken somewhere, don't buy it.
Or don't buy from there.
Yeah, don't buy
because
from there.
That disease might have spread to other chicken, like those that might look healthy, but in the essence, the disease has not really shown itself. So that is one of the things.
But you have brought up a very important fact. that maybe, for example, in the soko, where you have someone who has something like this, and he has kept like 20 chickens here. This probably, in most cases, from what I have seen, they're not all one breed. Some are weaker breeds, some are stronger breeds.
Okay.
So you may just pick the weaker ones, or you may just pick the stronger ones. But if you pick the weaker ones,
you are done.
You're not necessarily done, because there's still medicine. And wonderful, there's one medicine which I call the aloe vera solution. Very important. It made me go up to Ukambani to just go and pick up aloe
pluck it
vera.
and bring it here.
And I brought several, and I planted them over there, which I've been cutting and adding. So the aloe vera solution is a mixture of aloe vera, ginger, which is tangawizi, and garlic, which is kitungu saumu. I have seen it work wonders. I have seen that work wonders.
How do you mix it while giving them food, or you just put it like a concoction in the water, or how does it work?
It has a process of preparation, but it will be mixed with the water. So they'll be drinking the water, not eating the tangawizi or garlic. But what I've been doing, or not really I've been doing consciously, but it has been happening, is that when I put ginger in my own food, or I put garlic in my own food, then I feed them, they still get the benefits.
So the aloe vera solution, is it preventive or is it curative? Does it cure the disease, or it prevents the chicken from getting the disease?
It does both. It does both, especially the breathing problems, like the
respiratory
diseases. Those ones are okay, let me not say diseases are perfect, but they are cured with the aloe vera solution.
Aloe vera solution. As we finish, how is the market for poultry farming?
Before we talk about the market for poultry farming, poultry farming has several products. That is the best thing about especially kienyeji chickens, because you can sell eggs, you can sell chickens, you can sell chicks, probably you can also sell manure.
If you have plenty. I think those are almost four
benefits. So the market, you need to know what do you expect to sell, because, for example, if I want to have 200 chickens by the end of the year and I invest in 10, I probably won't be selling the eggs.
True.
So I want to talk about the market for eggs. I won't be so much interested in that. I'll be more interested in the market for mature.
For a mature chicken.
But for me, the experience I've had, it has taught me, or rather I have adapted to think that I don't look for the market for mature, I look for market for chicks.
Chicks. Oh, chicks.
And for any small farmer, I would kindly advise them to consider chicks, because chicks, would you like to know?
Of course, they would like to know.
So chicks eat very little. They don't eat a lot. Remember,
so the cost of running them is very minimal.
Very minimal.
Okay.
Remember, we talked about feeding being a problem. But when you're talking about chicks, they eat almost nothing. Another thing about investing in chick farming, let me call it that, is that the broody hen also eats less. Unlike the one walking around eating every now and then.
All the time, eating.
The broody hen will only come out once, eat, then go back. So it is very much sustainable. Very much sustainable. And imagine one hen
with how many chicks?
Like, I have gotten a maximum of 16 chicks from one hen. Those 16 chicks on day 1 or day 3.
They might not feed.
Actually, on day 3, I may sell them for 100 shillings each. That will be 1600 shillings. And I only bought the hen for 700 bob. And that was just the first hatching. Then I give it eggs a second time. Then I get another batch of 16 chicks or 15. That is another 1600. in just a small time, just a small period
As,
of 21 days.
that means the revenues that comes from chicken business will actually be higher as compared, because if you do the issue of costing and profits you
And
need
risks.
to reduce cost and risk as much as possible so that you can get as much profit as possible.
Exactly.
Wow. I hope these guys are learning a lot, because today we've said that we really want to venture into poultry farming, but as we said, our aim is all about sustainable agriculture. We don't want people to jump into poultry farming and they have no knowledge of how to do poultry farming, and at the end of the day they find themselves losing a lot of money when it comes to poultry farming. Perhaps your last words to guys who are looking for to venture into poultry farming, what can you tell them?
Manure is the link between poultry farming and other agricultural practices. So when you're keeping chickens, it is very much easy and sustainable if you have water. As you can see, I have a small stream passing here. So when you have water, manure from the chickens will help you to make the plants grow better. Yeah, that is my last word. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That has been Philip, all the way from Kawangware, and I believe that you guys have really learned a lot. Make sure that you speak to us, My Shamba Express, always looking forward to come to where you are and giving you an opportunity to share your story in all the aspects of agriculture, be it dairy farming, pig farming, poultry farming, herbs, those who are farming herbs and so forth. So remember, you can talk to us. Send us an email on My Shamba Express, marketing@myshambaexpress.co.ke, marketing@myshambaexpress.co.ke, or give us a call 0738605123, or you can also send us a WhatsApp message on that number. And remember, we are coming to your place to also listen to your story. My Shamba Express, farmers one-stop shop.